In this section, we'll talk about security fundamentals, and we will start with CIA Triad. In the world of information security, a model, CIA, exists to guide an organization's information security policies. C stands for confidentiality, and it pertains to rules that limit information access. I stands for integrity, which is about making sure that the information is reliable and accurate. A stands for availability, that guarantees that the information is readily available to those who have the access. Let's look at each one of them in detail. When we talk about confidentiality, think of it as a means of safeguarding your privacy. Not everything we put in the digital space is meant for the public. For example, your home address, credit card numbers, and so on. Some sensitive data will only have the intended recipients. That's why there are numerous methods to ensure that data confidentiality is achieved. We achieve data confidentiality through some methods such as username passwords, two-factor authentication, biometric verification, security tokens, and data encryption. Next comes integrity. As for integrity, we want the data we send, receive, and store to have overall accuracy, completeness, and consistency. Imagine a game. Pass the message, wherein the goal is to send a message across with the goal of having the last person repeat the message as accurately as he or she can. Data integrity has the same goal. Maintain the data as intended from sender to receiver. While the aforementioned game is highly prone to error and miscommunication, integrity can also be compromised in multiple ways of attacks, such as data diddling, session hijacking, and man-in-the-middle. To prevent those attacks, data integrity is implemented through a collection of multiple rules and processes that govern how data is handled to ensure its accuracy. The last of the triad, availability, refers to data being readily available to those who have the access. If authorized parties can't acquire necessary information, it entails serious consequences. Imagine getting an unexplained billing in your bank statement and they can't provide your transaction history, which might help explain what happened. Availability of data could have many pitfalls, such as hardware-software failure, power failure, natural disasters, human errors, and there are many others. But perhaps the most notorious threat is a denial-of-service attack, wherein a system, a website, an app, or a service capability is diminished to hinder full access to information. To prevent or mitigate data unavailability, there are practices or solutions which are used. There are a few examples given here, such as hardware fault tolerance, regular software patching and system upgrades, data backups, comprehensive and extensive disaster recovery plans, and denial-of-service protection solutions. Now, let's look at CIA Triad from a practical perspective. It will help us simplify how all these three components work in a security perspective. We have an everyday example, the ATM. So in ATM scenario, when it comes to confidentiality, it is present via two-way authentication, the ATM card and your PIN, before you can actually view your balance and make transactions. When it comes to integrity, it applies by ensuring that whatever transfer or withdrawal you make is exactly reflected in the receipt and your account. And when it comes to availability, at the very least, availability is ensured because there is a working ATM that you can access even if it is beyond banking hours. So this concludes our discussion on CIA Triad under Security Fundamentals. See you in the next lesson.